Good afternoon. I'm Mikhail Collins, and I will be talking about the book Jesus Interrupted. Jesus Interrupted was a book authored by the scholar Bart Ehrman. What of the Bible you knew about most of your life was not what you thought? The same Bible most read in Sunday school. Most of us were even raised on the scriptures of the Bible. A famous author and scholar by the name Bart Ehrman wants to display the world as what he calls in his Bible the contradictions of the Bible. The book Jesus Interrupted was published in March of 2009. The goal of this book is to enlighten Christians and even non-Christians. Many of you may think, okay, this is already a negative, a red flag, because contradiction of the Bible, there is no contradiction. It's the Bible. It's what we live by. It's what we know. But he wants to prove to us that there, in fact, are contradictions. This book is, of course, about Jesus and religion. Jesus and his apostles were, as we know, who wrote the Bible. Ehrman shows us that people of the Bible who wrote the Bible were not actually the authors. To tell a Christian, especially one who has been in the faith all of their lives, or most of their lives, this is sure to start an argument. But Bart Ehrman was very strong-headed and up for the fight. First of all, writing a book that most people wouldn't agree about. You're, basically saying the person that created you, the person who died for you as well, is not who he says he is. His Bible is not what it's cut out to be. He was ready. He studied, he researched, he did all, he could to basically prove others wrong. Although this book was an eye-opener for some and a disrespect to most, it had useful opinions and theories. To help things relate to this topic, Ehrman uses the Bible stories that most people or Christians know, such as the chapters of Mark and Luke, which both describes a part of the crucifixion, which states in Mark that Jesus shows despair, but when he gets to Luke, the part of this Bible, it is the complete opposite. These two chapters are showing the crucifixion. Most of you guys may know that is when Jesus was descended, he died for our sins. Ehrman wants to know, if this is such a cruel and wrong action, why in one part of the book he's in despair, but the other part, Jesus is not in despair. He is actually willing and faithful and wanting to do this. Us as people, he feels we deserve to know, which is another reason why he wrote this book. Which one was it? He wants to know, was it fair or not? The saying, make it make sense, applied so much to this book. The purpose of this book is to confirm information that the Bible does not plainly mention. The Bible, as we know, it is a book many live by, so it is something many count on. The author uses the help of other scholars to gather and research contradictions of the Bible, which allow him to successfully write it. A main point that Ehrman wrote that is extremely popular in the book is the writers must know that the Bible is established as being written by the 12 apostles, as mentioned before. The author states that as another contradiction, due to Peter's death, he wants to know, how can Peter write the book when he was dead? How can he have contributed with the other apostles when he had already died? Also stating that this book is forged, and indeed was a book, there was one before the Bible. Researchers found the tomb of a monk and were able to retrieve a book that was found in his hands, actually. Comparing the two, which the monk's book that was being held was written before the Bible, was very much similar, in fact. Another example is this. How can we trust a Bible that has been forged? Aaron wants to know, how can you live by something as such? He wants to get answers for us. That's why this book was made. The last example I will mention is life after death. Many of us believe in heaven and hell, especially Christians, or it's just what you believe. Aaron goes further to mention what happens to those that sin after death. What is their life after it? Women who seduced men by braiding their hair were hung by their actual braids. Those same men were hung by their body part who were with those women. Um, the ones who were being talking and using talking as a sin, or cursing or gossiping, they were hung by their actual tongues. With that being said, with all of these examples and all of these scenarios that we know just by being in the church, this is a guide to know, helping us know the material better. It may go against many religions. It may can also teach Christians to be more open-minded and considerate of what others that we know believe. So with that being said, thank you so much for listening. Have a good day.